talking about homework, I know in Nigeria you were barely like 4 years old when you started copying notes. Yeah, you usually will come home with like 3, 4 pages of work to get done and notes to copy and one or two things. And I felt at that age that was really not necessary for a child of 4, 5 years because most times those homeworks are actually very complicated. That most times it is the parents who ends up doing this homework and the child barely just copies it and takes it to school. So in Canada, what has your experience been? Do you get to do homework after school and all of that?
I think this is gonna change after I get into like sixth grade. But right now, I don't really get homework unless I like have leftover work from school and I was really supposed to get it done. I don't get homework. And when I was in Nigeria and I got that much homework, I feel like that's not fair because in Nigeria, school hours are also a lot longer than in Canada. So it doesn't make sense that we come back from a long day of school and we can't even like sit down and eat but because like we have 4 pages of homework. At some point I used to like start crying because I felt it wasn't fair. But in Canada that's really different, and I really like that. And it's also a good thing that you start getting homework in grade 6 because you're probably like 11 or 12 years old, and that's a reasonable age to start doing homework and stuff. But I really like that we barely have any homework to do well for now. And yeah.
So do you think not having homework to do kind of makes you lazy around, play around so much? You should be very serious about your studies, studying, reading. My thoughts. Yeah, so do you think not having homework really helps the child? I don't know. What do you think?
I think it helps the child because like if we don't get enough break and relax, we like for example, if I get too much homework, I stay up past bedtime, and when that happens, I can't function in school, so I end up doing really bad. And what's the point of going to school if when you come back home, you still have the same work to do? Like that's not fair. And it's not fair that the child has to do all of that work, and it's not like they even have a choice, they have to do it. So I feel like it's a good thing we don't have homework. It really helps the child's brain to develop properly and be ready